In Hillsborough County, where the Idalia River, that has long been a flood risk. Fox 13's Craig Patrick has been there all day, joins us now live.
Now, he is monitoring conditions in Riverview. Craig, how's it looking at this hour?
Much better, and it's long been a flood risk, as Mark just said, Haley, but people who live around the Idalia River had never seen anything like this. We're talking people who lived here for 10, 15, some even 2 or 3 decades. And yes, they have seen flooding, but nothing compared to the severity and the suddenness of what happened early this morning. And though the floodwaters have receded, we certainly can see some of the damage. In fact, some of it right behind me. Just one example. See that ATV, that four-wheeler in the Idalia River? Well, according to the neighbor's accounts, that was in one of the yards, got picked up by the floodwaters, then carried and dropped there. And then heading down the street, by the way, this entire street was submerged in water. People were using boats not long ago to get around, as in just 3 or 4 hours ago. But at the end of the street, we had a family who had 2 refrigerators that were picked up from their back porch, carried off, and then dropped into the river. You're going to see some refrigerators indoors in just a moment that get tipped over and try to get carried out, but then stopped by the walls. But I want to start with this video that we found. Again, this would have been in the vicinity of 1 to 2 o'clock this afternoon. At this point, people along the Idalia River for 70 to 100 yards, 2 to 3 blocks in areas, really running from 301 to Gibsonton. They were sandbagging after the flooding, knowing that another high tide was rolling in. They were fearing a second hit, and many of them, again, taking 1 foot of water, their drywall, their floors. We could see some of their floors. In fact, hardwood flooring was already warped and ruined. We were seeing, of course, drywall plus furniture absolutely soaked, and a lot of people caught off guard by this because they saw a storm some 120 miles to the west taking aim on the Big Bend. They had been through other hurricanes in the area in years past, did not sustain this kind of flooding, did not see it coming this time around. And here is one of the families here. Let's go to Michelle Riggs for her account of the damage she found. Take a look.
And it got much higher in here, it seemed to me, than it did next door, because you can see the blocks we put the furniture up on, that center blocks that we had to try and save. It looks like to me they're wet all the way up to the top of them. It's pretty deep, huh?
Yeah, and it was higher. This has gone down a good deal.
It's gone down a good deal. That's what I'm saying. This is like the worst. The first one I said it was only like maybe like this, you know, it's a little above the baseboards maybe, but this has been really, you can tell on the furniture.
And those flood waters started gushing in around 5:30 this morning. At that point, they continued to ooze in and build up really through the first half of the day. And it wasn't until that high tide around 2 p.m. when the waters actually began to recede. And only an hour or two later, Mark and Haley, did people truly get a sense that, well, they have sustained damage. They have a lot to clean up, a lot to fix, but also that the worst of this storm has now passed.
Yeah, that is a relief. And seeing that water recede, we really are witnessing the sheer power of this flood water. That ATV near the river, a whole boat up in Pasco County. You really can never underestimate what it can do. All right, Craig, thank you.